Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel and my fortress for a brand new video. Now, this isn't exactly brand new. I've had this footage for quite a while and I just wanted to kind of get on here and just talk to you guys before past Ryan takes over. I picked this thing up quite a while ago from Pop Collectibles. It is the Inart Superman from Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice, and I've loved the figure since I've got it open. It's a little bit of a spoiler, but I have really, really loved this figure. It looks 10 times better than any of the others, but I digress. I'm getting ahead of myself here. You're about to see me unbox this. I do apologize for the lateness of this one going up, but again, if you happen to not have this figure yet and you're looking to see if you should, hopefully this video will help you. Either way, let's let past Ryan take over with the unboxing. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Ryan, I'm the Kryptonian Collector, and we're back again with a new unboxing. Today I'll be unboxing the Batman v Superman 1/6 scale Superman figure from Inart Collectibles, and it is of course a subsidiary of Queen Studios. And really excited to have this one here in the box. Ordered this back in the day from Pop Collectibles and paid it off almost instantly, and it got upgraded to the first batch, but I've taken about a week to get this thing unboxed. So without further ado, we're going to start getting this thing open. First thing we're going to do is slide this sleeve, translucent sleeve, and it shows us the beautiful S shield with the silhouette of Henry Cavill Superman's face. On the side, it has the Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice logo with the Batman v Superman logo, and the Superman 1/6 scale collectible figure from Inart. On the back, we have a pretty cool idea they had here, which is the Batman v Superman logo, Batman v Superman Dawn of Justice, Inart collectible, and it shows the Superman monument at the end of the film. Now, Superman from this film has my favorite suit of any Superman suits, so I'm very excited to get this in the collection. Now, I do have my Hot Toys figure version in there with the Justice League Heat Vision head sculpt right now on my display, so I'm going to do a comparison, but definitely wanted to get this one in the BVS display. I have an idea for my other one, but anyways, without further ado, I'm going to crack into this thing. Alright guys, so here again you can see the box and you can see all the detail of the under covering from the plastic piece that I've already taken off. Now on this one I can actually see more detail went off. You can see a bunch of bats carrying the Superman logo off, which I think is a really cool effect. And the bats are actually carried on throughout, like all the speckling up here is the bats, and right up here as well you can see bats, but this one will just fold out for you, so not a big deal. Now the inside of the cover or the box is the Batman v Superman logo, and the texture on here, not the texture necessarily, but the pattern they have printed reminds me a lot of the Man of Steel Hot Toys figure box, where it had Superman's suit texture pattern on the whole entirety of the box. And on here you can see again the Batman v Superman logo, but the dual colors of red and blue I think really makes it pop and definitely shows this is Superman inside. I would imagine Batman's will be black and gray, and the exact opposite when they do release that figure. But inside is much like all the Iron Man figures, just the styrofoam piece, and here it is the operation guide. Now I've seen enough reviews online that I'm fairly certain I know how to get through that, but they definitely give you a lot more, so we're just going to go through it here in a moment. There's a letter inside, I believe, from them, and what looks to be a card in behind. But that is first and foremost. And then you peel that back and it should reveal the figure in its absolute glory. And so here we have all the hand attachments, the Kryptonite Spear. This is going to be my second Kryptonite Spear. I do have one of them with my Armored Batman Hot Toys that I got the damaged version. So we have an extra spear. The alternate head sculpt, Henry Cavill alternate head sculpt with the actual hair. And just kind of looking at it, looks pretty good in the plastic. Definitely an upgrade on the Justice League Superman Hot Toys version. And all the hands you can think of, the ones to grip the spear, actually, I believe there is another head sculpt in here. I don't know if it's this one or this one. One of them will actually connect with a bat mask in here, I believe. But then we have the figure. So the figure is right in here. And I can already tell it's 100% upgrade to the suit I have in here. But anyways, I'm gonna get the camera resituated and we're gonna take a look at this guy in a little bit better light. All right, everyone, so here he is with all his major accessories out. Of course, he does still have a lot of his extra hands, one of which works in tandem with the Batman mask. Now, here up we have his, as we've seen before, and it is quite hefty. It's a little heavier than the Hot Toys version. But we have the Kryptonite Spear that he uses with Doomsday in the film. We have the hunk of kryptonite that is found near where the world engine was destroyed in Man of Steel. We have the bat mask, of course, with the magnet in the top for the hand, the corresponding hand to hold the mask from the nightmare sequence in the film. The kryptonite, the lead concealing kryptonite grenade, smoke grenade from Batman. And we have the alternate heat vision head sculpt, which looks absolutely fantastic, of Henry Cavill's. Now I've got him in the pose that I initially want. I'm not going to do anything crazy with him. I like how the cape is draping here. The suit is movable on the underbody. I noticed it's very, very loose considering compared to others. Right there. And I noticed right out his ankles were twisted, and unfortunately there's a little bit of a bunch right at the ankle. Now, I remember one of the big selling points was this guy isn't going to have that ankle bunch right in the joint, the ankle joint. But for now, it's actually not too bad. I think I worked out enough so that it's not bad. The skin texture is fantastic. The head sculpts are miles above even the re-released or the extra head sculpts that came out afterwards for Henry Cavill. And I just really am enjoying the look of this figure, especially, not necessarily from behind, but right down front. The crest is a good distance and a good shape size-wise, because it was, I think, a little bit smaller, a little bit wider maybe in Batman v Superman than it was in Man of Steel. But it has the Kryptonian etching down in throughout the S. The capes are a little bit puffed up here, but I know you can exchange this with the wired cape. So he does come with two capes. One is the wired and one, obviously my hand is just clinging, but one has a wired cape, which I have not gotten out for those aerial poses, and I'm thinking about doing one of those at some point down the road. But for now, this one is going to suffice for me. And as for the base is made up to look like the battlefield, I believe, in Gotham when they're fighting Doomsday, or the Batman and Superman fight, of course. But lots of rebar kind of sticking off. It's a little bit bendable. It's not rigid. And there is a piece right on top, so I will move Superman here for a moment. He does stand up on his own quite well, but we do have the base. And with a lot of the Inart, with all the Inart, as far as I'm aware, the base has magnets in it. But the Superman base has a extra little piece here. I'm gonna open it up if I can. It is a little rough, but once you get this thing up, it takes a little bit of work. Oh my. Once you get it up, you can see this is where the flight pole will enter. At the bottom it has Superman and Batman v Superman's logo. But right here on the top is where the flight pole will go. Now, there we go. I can't seem to get the bottom piece off, but when I do read the instruction manual, it will probably tell me a whole lot more. Nice glyph, like a Kryptonian glyph almost. Plate right there, and then of course the piece that will go back on top. Now, you may ask why I have this old Allen key sitting out anywhere. I learned with my Joker 1/6 scale figure that if you do not have him on the magnets, he would fall over. So on this, I went through looking roughly where he'd stand. So you can see it'll fall down anywhere. But when you find the magnet, so there's one leg will sit here and then the other one sits here. So knowing that, if you go up the figure, there we go. And that is where he will stand. So that is the best way I found to find the magnets and get him stuck on. There we go, let's straighten that hand out. Now, there's a little bit of fussing with the figure when you get him out. And again, it pops up right here a little more than I like, but I think with a little bit of work, I can get that to maybe sit down a little better on his shoulders. But the folds in the shoulder parts of the cape are amazing. And if I can turn them around here very gently so as not to send the Man of Steel flying, it drapes quite nicely. There we go. Get his suit fixed up. There we are. Drapes quite nicely along the back line. And there is a nice shine to the undersuit and the suit as it sits right here. There we go. There are a few negatives I've seen, and I know that some of these were brought up in the production process when people were giving feedback, but the shoulder glyphs right here are a little bit lower. They should be right under the shoulder, right along here. And I know because I actually have a sleeve from this suit this is crafted after, but that should be right there. And I know they mentioned that the neckline, the piping, isn't 100% correct. Now, does this detract from anything this figure brings to the table? Not at all. I'm still very much happy to have this in my collection, but definitely gonna be sure to make sure that this guy does not fall over. That is my biggest fear right now. I've recently installed tiered display shelves and just want to make sure that there's no way this guy falls. That is probably my biggest issue. So I do like the crotch grabber that Hot Toys sends with some of them, just so that you have that extra security. But overall, I like the magnet idea, and if I know they're secure, it 100% beats the crotch grabber stands. Now, as for the flight stand on him, it is behind the cape. So if you lift the cape up, there we go, there is a zipper along the seam. And when you zip up that, you will find a little spot where a attachment they came up with just for this figure will attach through the back as not to use the old clamps that Hot Toys has given out with every Superman figure forever. But it will have a little clasp that you can hook him into, which makes for better flight posing and more safety for the figure and the suit itself. So that in itself is a big win for me. Although I have noticed Hot Toys kind of stepping their game up with the extras that you give to figures. This one is a very big plus for me. So at some point, I will be possibly coming back with a video about reposing figures, and I'll show you this guy maybe in a flight pose. But we'll have to see on that. I have not decided on any other pose other than this right now, because he is going to go into my BVS display. As for the head sculpt, I have an idea for him here in a little bit, but until then, I'm going to put all these away and we will get a look at the comparison of this guy and the Hot Toys version next. And here we have it, the match of the century, the Inart Superman and the Hot Toys Superman from Batman v Superman, Dawn of Justice. Now, the main thing I've seen from this is the colors of the suit. That's the very first thing that you're gonna see. This one is way more accurate, 100% more accurate than this figure's colors are. Now, you can see the reds on here are probably the closest for the boots and for the cape. But when it comes to that S shield, you can see the yellow pops a little bit more. There's no black lining in between the S shield. The crest is still there, but it's more noticeable and more bold on the Inart version of the figure. You can really see that pop as opposed to this one. Now, the head sculpts, as I do not have my other head sculpt out, I did opt in for the Henry Cavill Heat Vision head sculpt from the Justice League version on this one to give it more of the I'm fighting Doomsday, I'm fighting Batman look. Here is, and I'm going to actually take this one out of the plastic this time. Here is the head sculpt from Inart next to that one. So you can see 100% Inart has definitely made a big improvement on the Henry Cavill Heat Vision head sculpt. Even the skin tones are much different. And I really do enjoy that little curl at the end. But 100% better. The eyes definitely stand out more on this, and I think that is a somewhat cool effect, but this one is definitely different. I'm not sure, I don't think this one actually lights up, but it would have been cool if it did. Now, moving on to the rest of the figure, I definitely see the difference between the sleeves. They seem to fit more correctly on here. This really just looks like Henry Cavill is standing here in 1/6 scale, and this one definitely looks like a toy. There's no way around that one, but you can definitely see the color of blue pops on the Inart one as well. This one is a little bit darker, and it does have a little bit of the fade that this figure is known for right here. So I don't know if time did this to it, but I think you just notice the color. The piping as well is a light blue, whereas this one just kind of subtly mixes in with the Superman suit for the Inart figure. Unfortunately for this one, the cape, the drape cape isn't as nice as that one. At the time, I thought this one was way too nice to have it there, but you can see this one had a nicer neck kind of droop on the back, but the back of the suit sticks up through it, which is a little bit unsightly. But if I could get that up there, but that can be hidden. Not to take anything away from Hot Toys version, I'm sure that they will at some point bring out a 2.0 of this figure, but until then, this one unfortunately is subpar to the brand new champion, which is the Inart Superman. Now, just for fun, I have actually removed the Justice League Heat Vision head sculpt from the Hot Toys BVS Superman and replaced it with the Inart head sculpt. The proportions are still good. I find it a little bit smaller on those big broad shoulders, but overall, I'm thinking this could be the head sculpt I use on this one. But again, at the same time, I kind of want to use it on this one if I get a flight pose. So it's really hard to tell right now. But I did just want to throw this head sculpt on just to show you. It will sit there. It doesn't pop in by any means, but it will sit on the figure and make a halfway decent pose, but again, you have to be careful because it's barely on there. It's essentially sitting on the figure's neck. And the skin tones don't match, so that is also a bit of an issue. But I just like to also point out here, I'm just looking at this figure from the side, and with this pose, you cannot see that the lining on the head sculpt and the neck. It looks like just one solid figure going through. Whereas when this guy is there, you can definitely see that neck line on it. Even with the other head sculpt, I could always notice it, but that one is doing a very nice job of hiding that line. And we'll pop this thing back on, and there we go. But you know, it's not too bad on that angle, but that just everything. So if I was to do the same, we're just doing this together, we're gonna see what it does. And yeah, so right here I can't see anything, but right there you can definitely see the line between head sculpts. And just like that, you guys are back with present today, Ryan. And I gotta tell you guys, it was really cool going back over this video. Again, I do apologize for not posting it when it was originally filmed. I did have a backlog, like I've mentioned, that I'm going to try to get up here. Life just seemed to get in the way of a couple things, but definitely great figure. Hopefully you guys are able to find it. I purchased mine at Pop Collectibles. I'm not sure if they still have any in stock, but you can definitely check the website out, and always, of course, do your own research before you go out and purchase a figure. This one did come with quite a few extras, which I think are really cool. It came with a card, a letter from Inart, and just some extras that really go above and beyond. The presentation of everything was amazing, and I really have to applaud them for everything. The figure I've been living with for quite a few months now, and I have to say, it really does draw the attention away. And I know, as you've seen in a video a couple episodes ago or a couple videos ago, I got the updated Hot Toys Batman from Batman v Superman figure for all the different display options I'm doing for that. But it has improved, so I am by no means detracting from Hot Toys, but definitely check out this Inart. Months after, there is a slight bit of bulge at the ankle, but nothing close to what the Hot Toys one had. The seams are very seamless. You can't tell his head, the head sculpt to the neck. It's a little harder to see. And, you know, I haven't actually put on the alternate head sculpt yet, but I'm actually watching this thinking that maybe I'll change up the display a little bit. But until then, this is essentially where the figure has sat for the last little while and in this pose. But I am getting ready to do a complete repose and maybe just shelf swap with a couple figures. I know we've got the new Harley coming out from Hot Toys, so I'm thinking about swapping the new one in for it. Unfortunately, I missed the Artisan right now, but I am on the wait list. But anyways, guys, if you do have the shot to get this one, I'd go after it. It's my favorite 1/6 scale figure in my collection right now. Anyways, guys, thank you very much for watching. I appreciate all of the love over the past few videos. If you did enjoy this, please leave a like rating. Subscribe to my channel for more great content. It's coming down very soon. Follow me on all my socials: Facebook, X, Instagram, TikTok, and Letterboxd. Links to those will be down below. Thanks, guys, and I will see you all in my fortress on my next video.